What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Stars and Garters. I am Katie Pettit, and here again we have Miss Annie. She is back.
Hello, everybody.
We are going to talk about, funnily enough, even though I do love this fandom, this is my first, technically all Harry Potter episode.
Harry Potter.
So yeah, we're going to talk about some Harry Potter stuff. Today, we're going to be tackling some controversial topics in Harry Potter.
Unpopular opinions.
We might have some unpopular opinions, but these are some
random facts, some things to get you thinking, some things of like, oh, we got a couple of those, don't worry.
But yeah, we're gonna tackle some hot topics, see what we think about some of the franchise's most debated, fan-dividing things.
Friend choices, basically choices in general.
Yes.
Basically.
Okay. I've divided it into 3 categories so far. We have controversial relationships, controversial characters, and controversial story points, or stuff like that, basically.
We got a lot of story points.
We are going to go with relationships first, just to kind of get us started, because this is a good warm-up, because we got some... These are easy to have opinions on, for sure.
Definitely.
So, who ended up with who.
Mm-hmm.
First, let's discuss our main man, Potter, and his girl, Ginny. All right. What are we thinking? What are we thinking about this one?
Soulmates.
Soulmates? Okay.
That's my opinion. You're gonna have to get me talking because my brain's dead right now.
See, I also think that they are really good together, actually.
Definitely. He belongs with a ginger.
That's fair. It makes sense for them.
Guy with too much soul with a soulless ginger.
Okay.
Just gotta say.
But yeah,
people with brown hair usually have way too much soul. So, with soulless gingers, it works sometimes. Sometimes. It does, though. In books, it always works.
Okay.
Book specific.
But, they match up really well together. They have a lot of interest, and there's no problem with it. But usually, the controversy is not in this relationship. No. It's in the next one.
Sometimes it can be. I've seen a bunch of people, no, Harry should have ended up with Cho. No, he shouldn't.
No.
Nope.
Not Cho.
Nope. First of all, she could not handle being with Harry. He is a marked man, okay? He is in danger literally 24/7.
Yeah.
She's a woman.
She's fragile.
She's a fragile woman. She's pretty. She plays Quidditch. That's really it.
Yep.
That's really it.
Yeah.
She's really shallow. She's got, not much depth to her at all. Really?
It's I'm kind of mad that she's a Ravenclaw because, that gives us one big character representation in Luna.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Flitwick was a Ravenclaw. He's pretty great, but he doesn't get too much time in the spotlight.
I love Flitwick.
He's great, but...
He's such a good
No,
dude.
Harry and Cho is a no-go.
No.
If you believe that, I don't know. Maybe you were attracted to the actress or something, because I can't think of another logical solution to why you would... Okay, but whatever. Yeah, Harry and Cho is no, but the more debated relationship is, of course, Hermione and Ron.
What's your take on it?
My take on that is I don't like it because Ron, I'm not a Ron fan. He's a weirdo.
Okay, Hermione, what I said before with the brown hairs and the gingers. Hermione doesn't really have much soul.
Yeah,
she has a personality.
Mm-hmm.
She has a brain, but she doesn't really have much soul.
And then
Ron really brings that into the relationship. He brings the expertise. She brings the book knowledge. He brings expertise.
Interesting.
He grew up in the wizarding world. He brings up expertise.
Yeah, I don't like them together, which is interesting because I just don't think...
Is it because of Crumb?
No, I just don't like Ron. And I feel like...
That's fair, though.
I think Hermione deserves much better than Ron. Or because, I feel like Harry and Ron, both, because sometimes it's you want to say, Harry and Hermione should have gotten together, which sometimes I can see that.
No.
But
they would have been so good
honestly,
it's like all, she's way too pitying of him. Like, a relationship should not be based on just pity.
That's fair.
It really shouldn't.
But, like, the thing is, they're like her brothers, both of them. And I don't understand why Ron got the...
So, people who have seen the 2000s Kim Possible, okay? I saw this meme. I know, it doesn't make any sense. But first of all, you change your name to Ron, you get a rodent for a pet, immediately get out of the friend zone. Happens both times.
Wow, that's funny. That's a funny coincidence.
I know.
Honestly, they're both too good for their counterparts.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
But, like, I don't know. I just would have rather... I don't see anyone who, honestly, would be good enough for Hermione in the series. But I feel
Crumb is sort of like he needs her too much.
Yeah, Crumb is way down there.
He needs a person who doesn't look at him, like, scared of him or, like, overawed of him. He's too much of a celebrity for his own good.
Yeah.
He needs like, a platonic friend who actually looks at him.
Yeah. But, like, nobody in the series was like, to me, this is who this should be matched up with Hermione. And it's like, I don't know. I just don't see any kind of romantic spark between them. I just,
Owen McLagan.
Oh. Really?
Well, some people, I don't know. He's creepy to me.
I don't know what some of you weirdos think.
I don't know.
But
he would be like he is my least favorite person.
But honestly,
except for Umbridge. Umbridge is singularly the worst.
If you take Ginny out of the picture, I would honestly be fine with Harry and Hermione. But since she is in the picture,
without Ginny, Hermione would be, I think, the best choice for him. Like, out of his options. But because Ginny exists,
right?
Because I think she exists,
him and Ginny are very, very good. They actually have a reason to like each other. But, like, with Hermione and Ron, it was kind of like, oh my goodness, we're so close, we're super close friends, basically brother and sister. Guess what? Now we're kissing.
Have you read the Narnia books?
Yeah, some.
Have you read Horse and His Boy by C.S. Lewis?
I feel like I have.
Okay, so in that book, there's a girl and a boy, okay? They go on this crazy, amazing adventure together. She gets ripped up by a lion, Aslan.
Oh.
She gets ripped up by Aslan.
Oh.
Because she runs away, and the maid who was watching her gets whipped. Yeah. So he was, Aslan was punishing her for her actions, consequences of her actions. Anyway, off track. So in that book, the boy and the girl, the book says that they get married just to make making up after an argument easier.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's like they're so used to arguing and making up that they just get married to make it more convenient. And it's like, funny. That's what I feel is happening.
I get that. That makes sense. No, that makes sense to me. Like, I don't know.
Thank you, C.S. Lewis.
It's just...
I know you're dead, but dude, I love you.
It's just like, I don't know. I feel like with the options she was given, she was just better off, like, I don't know, just waiting.
Yeah.
Looking for someone better.
Yeah.
And then with Ron, I don't know. He's got Lavender, but he can definitely do better than that. Even he can do better than that.
Yes, even he can do better than Lavender.
Literally anybody could.
Of all people. Like, dude, she just kissed you in the spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Like, why?
That relationship was the weirdest thing.
That was the weirdest thing.
But
what self-respecting woman would expect her man to wear a big hunkin' like locket on his neck? Like, girl,
she was
masculine.
She was special.
For heaven's sake.
She was a special lady. In a different sense than that word usually meant. But so it's like Harry and Ginny. I'm into that. That's cool. I'm cool with that. They're very well matched. Hermione and Ron, I feel like they should have waited and they would have found someone much better. Both of them.
Yeah.
Would have found someone much better.
There are also some people who think Hermione should have ended up with Draco.
Oh.
I do not agree with that at all.
I don't.
He's one of those ones who needs a platonic friendship.
I don't agree with that either, but
really?
I feel like it might be because
I think he does need some love. He definitely needs some love.
No, I was saying I don't agree that they should be together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I feel like it might be because, like, the one where she punches her face, sometimes that's, like, kind of hot in both ends. But other than that, that would not work out well.
I mean, neither of us are lesbian, but, like, it's good. That's a good scene.
I'm just saying. She's a very beautiful young lady.
I love her hair.
She has good hair. Except in the first movie, it's crazy.
Well, it was actually supposed to be that way.
Because
like,
that's how the book, that's what the book said.
Books, it says that her hair is, like, super crazy.
Yeah.
And Harry doesn't even recognize her at, the Yule Ball. Because she, like, put so much, potion on it.
Yeah.
But it's like, he doesn't even recognize her at first.
Okay, yeah.
But, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Personally, side note, the Yule Ball, they need a better fashion stylist. They really do. Ginny just needs some help. What? I mean, she is phenomenal in that dress. I think she really pulls it off because it's Ginny and she's amazing and she just does. But why would you dress your little girl up in that? Why?
I don't remember those dresses well enough, but
I remember them so well. They're like,
you go ahead.
Into my brain. Like, oh my goodness.
Okay, now we're gonna, since we're on the topic of relationships, there's a little interesting thing that kind of, it happened in the movies, did not happen in the books at all. Yep. But for some reason, they were just like, hey, let's throw this thing in. But in the movies, there was a little tease, about maybe Luna and Neville having something going on.
I think it should have happened.
Oh, right out of the gate.
Yeah, I really think it should have happened. Yeah. It's like, I've read a bunch of, like, comments and quotes from J.K. Rowling about it, and she was saying that they don't actually end up together. I think they should have.
Interesting.
He's such a sweet guy, and she's just so out there, and he needs to come out of the shell. He has his plants, and that's, like, it. He's so shy. He can't really do anything else. She can do, like, everything and is amazing at it. Like, he needs her. He needs her to grow.
Okay.
He needs someone like that.
My thoughts on it are, if it had happened, I would have rooted for it. But definitely, the fact that it didn't happen, and the fact that Luna marries a Scamander. Do you have any, like, knowledge of Fantastic Beasts at all?
I think Scamander's cute. That's, like, it. So, I don't really know much. I know he has a Niffler.
I should let you borrow. I don't. Nifflers. For some reason, I'm just not that interested in the movies, but I have a screenplay book, and it's, like, excellent. I mean, I don't know if you like reading screenplays. Some people really hate reading screenplays, but...
Oh, like... I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think I read a Star Wars one.
Yes, there is definitely one of those. And the Fantastic Beasts one that I read was excellent. But Scamander, I really, really like him as a character. And Luna ends up married to his, like, great-grandson. And I am very happy with that. So it's like... Okay. But... So there's the thing of we never get introduced to the Scamander, so we don't really know about him. We don't know what kind of relationship he's in.
Great-grandfather's cute.
Was
cute. He's dead now. But he was cute.
But, like, I don't know how much I would have liked it if they were together. I feel like I would have. I just don't know.
Rooted for him.
Not much.
Alright.
Good?
Moving on.
Just gonna leave that one up in the air? We're not, like, on opposing sides there.
Not really.
You're just a little more into it. I'm like,
yes.
I'm kind of I'm cool with status quo, but if it did happen.
I have read the books, like, 3 times each. 3 or 4 times?
She's a much faster reader than me.
I'm a much faster reader than you.
You're a much faster reader than most people.
Yeah. And I've watched the movies each twice.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Umbridge in both. That's all I gotta
That's
say about
fair.
that.
That's fair.
I hate Umbridge in both. She's just the worst.
She stinks.
I hate the part where she kills Moody. Or, like, takes his eye. She takes his eye. She doesn't kill him. Personally, I'm of the opinion that she did kill him. She like, turned into a Death Eater.
Oh, okay. All right. So, since we've covered some relationship controversies, we're gonna go a little deeper. Gonna go a little more controversial, I guess. A little spicier.
Character controversies.
Yes, character controversies. We're gonna talk about some characters
that some people hate and some people love with a flaming passion.
And it's much debated. Hot topic here.
Very.
So, the first dude, and I got some opinions on this guy.
I got some beef with this.
So
I got some beef with this dude.
We're gonna talk about Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
There's a very big debate about whether he was a great hero, great mentor, or he was weird and dumb.
I don't agree with that either. He was definitely mentally insane.
Mm-hmm.
What?
What? Okay, my opinions on this. See, I honestly, as you guys know from this podcast, it takes a really long time for me, like, if I'm not going to like something about a fandom that I already like, it's going to take a long time for me to actually admit that I don't like that thing, because I'm, like, so attached to the fandom. So if you're presenting Dumbledore to me as, like, somebody I'm supposed to root for, normally, like, my habit is to, like, really, really try to like him, and then if I end up not liking him, it takes a really long time. But honestly, from, like, very early, I was kind of like, I am annoyed with this guy. Like, he's making some really bad choices.
Yep.
And he is not doing good things.
We get it. He's old.
Yes.
He makes bad decisions. We all do it.
Yes.
We all do.
Mm-hmm.
My point is that every single stinking marauder could have lived if it wasn't for Dumbledore.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Okay, with James Potter, Dumbledore took his invisibility cloak.
Mm-hmm.
He also was the one who gave, like, okay, so James and Lily did want Pettigrew to be their secret keeper, but Dumbledore went along with it, even though he knew what Peter was.
Did he know?
Yeah. I mean, James knew too, but, like, he's James.
Yeah. Ooh. That's actually good.
And Lily had just had a baby, so...
Yeah.
You know, pregnancy brain. I get it.
Okay. But explain... Okay.
Okay. So, with Sirius...
Yes.
With Sirius, if Dumbledore was there, do you think he would have fallen into the curtain death?
Well... He got Avada Kedavra. That's how he died.
Okay, also, if Dumbledore had been up front with Harry, Harry would have known that Sirius was there, and he wouldn't have had to talk to the creepy house elf guy. Creature. Wouldn't have had to talk to Creature about it. And Creature wouldn't have lied to him.
Yeah. That's fair. I'm just saying that he...
With Moony... Okay, this is actually kind of sort of Mooney's fault because he would have never forgotten to take his potion. Never, ever, ever, ever. Especially in a school full of children's students. Never would have forgotten to take his potion. I love you, Rowling, but that's not a real life thing. I get it. It's crucial to the plot.
Yeah.
But it never would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Also, with Pettigrew. You are witches and wizards, people. Petrificus totalis. Petrificus totalis.
Petrify him! That's a good point.
And Harry with Expelliarmus, I got beef with that. Like, dude, just use a different spell.
We're not there yet. Save your beef for later.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, it's just, for me, it was very obvious to me. This guy was like, I don't know, his decisions sometimes. It's like, it's the way.
It's like, I'm not going to tell anybody I'm going to poison myself, but I'm also going to bring this 15 or 16-year-old child with me who's also had all of this trauma.
Yeah, like, bro.
Lost everybody in his life.
Come on.
I'm going to bring him with me to watch me die.
Come on.
Of thirst.
Yeah. Like, it's just, I don't know. And it kind of hit a little for me because he was doing that, and, like, literally nobody would argue with him because, oh, he's the great Dumbledore. But, like, literally,
Molly.
Someone say something to this man, because he may be the great Dumbledore, but he is stupid.
I appreciate McGonagall, Hagrid, and the Weasleys. Mr. and Mrs. Weasley, though. They did not stand up to Dumbledore, no. Really Sirius and Moony. I mean, Moony, he did a little bit. But Sirius did it for the most part. But McGonagall, Hagrid, and Mr. and Mrs. Weasley. They did not stand up to Dumbledore, but they were there when Harry had his actual traumatized, falling apart, like, physically falling apart. Like, even when he's, like, his bones are out of his arm, Dumbledore wasn't there, but McGonagall was. Like, when he was in danger in the forest multiple times, who was always there? Hagrid.
Not Dumbledore.
Not Dumbledore. Who was there with Harry from the beginning when he was going to the Ministry of Magic because of underage violations? Mr. Weasley. P.S. Mr. Weasley's parenting skills, perfect.
Through the roof, dude.
So good. I mean, he did raise Fred and George, so, like, he should know. You should know how to handle the troublesome kids after Fred and George.
It's like it's like Dumbledore, it's like you're the guy who's putting Harry through a lot of this stuff. You're kind of directly causing a lot of this stuff. Yeah. And then when
leaving the actually good people to pick up your pieces.
Right, and then when it happens and Harry's like scarred, you just like come over and you're like, random cryptic quotable phrase. Bye. And
okay, I just had a random thought. The reason Percy turned out so bad was he came before the twins.
Okay.
And the reason why Ron and Ginny came out so good is because they came after the twins. Like, Bill is like a rebel. He's good, but he's a rebel. And I think Fleur kind of redeemed him quite a bit. Because, I mean, Fleur, she doesn't have much fashion sense. But she's a good woman. She's a good woman. And then Charlie. Where is Charlie in the movie? Seriously? Does he not even exist?
No, that's fair.
I can't even. I did not even notice that until I found this meme on, I think it was Pinterest, where it's like the script writers discussing, and they're like, did we forget anything? Well, if you forgot, it probably wasn't important. They're like, oh yeah, and then it shows a kid out in the rain, and the caption is Charlie.
I've seen that one. That's funny. Yeah.
Anyway, missing Charlie in the movies. Missing him. The phenomenal dragon guy with the amazing scars. Missing him. Anyway. We don't really get to know much about him, even in the books. There's just like not much about him. But he seems pretty chill. Pretty good. Maybe the character building getting burned by dragons or something. Percy is Pratt.
Yeah.
Such Pratt.
Yeah. He's not great.
Who abandons your parents over your job? Like, dude. But he got corrupted by politics. You know.
It's true. But yeah, so Dumbledore, not a fan.
Not a fan of you. Sorry, Dumbledore.
Yeah. You tried. No, you didn't. You didn't really try.
You didn't really try, no.
But whatever. You got a nice beard. There you go.
Very, very nice beard. I have trouble.
Very luxurious.
I have problems with the hat though.
You got luxurious hair
too. It makes
too.
you look taller.
Let it flow.
But like, why?
Let it flow like when you fell off the astronaut. Sorry.
I was sad when he died. I will say that. I was sad when he died.
I wasn't.
But like the dude.
I was like, deserved. But anyway.
Well, I was mostly sad he died because he never got any redemption.
That's fair.
Like, even when Harry visited him in, like, heaven or the train
or
cloudy station, whatever
that was.
Whatever that was, there was no apology.
That's true.
Like, dude, what's up? Did you go to hell or something? There was no remorse. What?
Okay.
If I had a chance to apologize for every wrong thing I did to a person, I would have done it right then. Well, I would have done it way before then. But if I was Dumbledore, that would have been the perfect time to do it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next controversial character. I haven't actually heard your opinions on this one, so I'm interested. But the next one we have is Snape. So the controversy with him is very similar, except it's kind of from a different perspective because he's mostly presented as a not great guy, but then he suddenly is presented as a redeemed, really good character, actually.
Okay. So, my opinion. I hated him until I learned that in flower language, the very first things he says to Harry are an apology for Lily's death.
What?
I know.
What is so flower language?
It's so crazy. So flower language is, there are certain flowers that represent certain things. Like usually red flowers stand for passionate love, and then white flowers stand for pure love or something like that. And then I think yellow are either jealousy or friendship. Something like that. But anyway, in flower language, the very first words he says to Harry are an apology for Lily's death. It's so crazy.
Interesting.
And that really redeemed him for me. It's like, I get it. He was really mean. He was so mean. He really was. But also, I think it was in Half-Blood Prince where Harry used the Sectum Sempra spell on Malfoy. That was in Half-Blood Prince, right?
I believe so.
He obviously knew Harry had his book, right? But when Harry brought Ron's book, all he did was give him a detention.
What?
Yes, it was a very bad detention. But he literally could have ordered somebody to go into his room, search it from the top down, and destroy his book. But all he did was give him a detention.
Okay, so Snape, it was, he, from the start, was, like, very easy to not like, because he was he was just, like, a mean guy, and he wasn't, like, a jerk, he was just kind of, like,
He had some jerky moments.
Yeah, but, like, he was a different kind of mean. He wasn't just, like, a jerk, he was just kind of, like, bleh.
Unfair.
Yeah. But
not as bad as Umbridge. Nobody could ever be as bad as Umbridge.
Like, the thing with Snape for me is that he got a redemption story, and his whole thing with Lily is very significant, and, like, I can see all of that, but for me, it's just, I don't know. It does not make up for all of the mean things he has done. And I'm like, that's not a good enough reason. I know you sacrificed yourself. That was fine. I'm fine with that. That was pretty heroic, I guess. But, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna exactly miss you.
To be fair, if he had lived, he would probably have run away. Like, gone into hiding. Like, he probably would have just left Harry.
Yeah. Like, I don't think he honestly cared about Harry.
Oh, P.S. J.K. Rowling said that Lily would have considered Snape romantically if not for his Death Eater activities.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that kind of makes sense. But for me, I don't know. Snape's redemption arc. First of all, it was very fast.
Yeah, it was. It was so fast.
And it wasn't quite enough for me to be like, "Oh, I see everything you've done and I'm so appreciative of it." It was kind of just like, "Oh,
we got it in this book."
Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay. And then Harry, bro.
Leave it to Harry to not be very thorough.
Harry, buddy, he not enough to name your child after that guy.
Why would he name his children like a nerd who had just finished reading Harry Potter?
No, that's
just why.
That is
literally
fair.
Molly Weasley, Mr. Weasley, I can't remember his name. What was
Arthur.
His name? Arthur Weasley, Rubius Hagrid, Minerva McGonagall. They raised you, son. They raised you. Why you name your children after the literal most manipulative people in your minuscule life?
Honestly, by naming Albus Severus, I don't know. Really?
That dude gonna have multiple personalities or something.
Just no. Lily Luna is fine. It's kind of intense naming.
Oh, her name is Lily Luna?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
It's kind of intense naming your child after a person who's still alive. But, and then, who's the other one? James something?
James something.
James Rubus? No, James Remus?
Remus, I think it was.
I don't know.
I think it was Remus.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
It's did Ginny get any say in these names at all?
I think if they had named him James Remus, then she would have gotten a bit of a say.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe.
And what do even...
One of his daughters, Ruby or something. Dude, just why?
Yeah. That was... I don't know.
I mean, I know Hagrid's going to be happy with children no matter what you do.
That's true.
Because, he's Hagrid.
Yeah.
But at least give him some recognition here, son.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, the naming department was not Harry's best showing. Yeah. But, all in all, for Snape, I don't hate the guy. It's just I'm kind of
you would not be our favorite teacher at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
And I'm not, I'm not...
We would be there at your funeral, but you would not be our favorite teacher.
I'm not as impressed at his sacrifice as, you would want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't know, it's just even the way in the movies, it doesn't show this in the books, but you can see it in the movies. It's the way he walks in the house, it's let me just step over your husband's dead body and walk right past your traumatized child and hug your dead body.
Right.
A creep.
It looks like a Hallmark movie, that scene. It's so crazy. Anyway, so the way Snape walks, everybody else in Hogwarts with, the capes and things, it's always straight and they walk, right? It's always straight and never really billows or anything. Yeah. But Snape, dude, dramatic flair. What's up with you?
That's fair.
I mean, he uses his arms a lot because he's a potion master, so he's used to using his arms.
That's funny.
And
he does kind of walk it's funny. He's usually not walking fast, but when he does, he's flap, flap, flap with his arms.
It's also actually really intimidating because he looks like a vulture. He That's really does.
He looks more like a vulture than a bat. They always talk about him like a bat, but vulture's kind of more accurate.
We should know.
Why?
Okay, at least I should know. I saw vultures okay. So where I lived before was out in the prairie, and roadkill and deer and things, always vultures would just congregate on them, and yeah, you would see them all the time. Then where I lived next was right next to a lake, so there were tons of birds. There was huge black really black vultures. It was so weird. They looked so weird. Not as ugly as like an actual vulture. They actually looked almost pretty. It was crazy. But they were always everywhere. They would eat the armadillos.
Oh? Just like alive?
No. Like they had been flipped over and run over. They would eat them.
Yeah. Yummy. I'm just kidding. Okay. So, all in all, conclusions about Snape.
Not our favorite teacher at Hogwarts.
I'm not impressed, you know?
Not impressed. No.
You tried. You actually
intimidated.
did.
Intimidated.
That's fair.
But not impressed.
You actually did try, but I'm still not impressed by you. All right. I think we're gonna have a little bit more of a
now that we've spent like
20
minutes
right, exactly.
talking about Snape. Let's move on.
We're gonna have a little bit of a differentiation on this opinion because next we're gonna talk a little about Mr. Malfoy, Mr. Draco,
Malfoy,
that guy. All right. So let's just hear your thoughts. What do you think about him?
It's really complicated. I don't like him at all, but I would be open to like being a friend in his life because the dude obviously needed one. Like obviously, he so needed somebody who wasn't intimidated by him, wasn't impressed by him, or wasn't scared of him. Like scared half to death. Like yes, he turned into a Death Eater. He might have been a bit peer pressured into it. He might have gone into it voluntarily. The dude just needed a friend. He needed somebody to actually be there to support him.
And Crabbe and Goyle don't count.
Nope, they do not count at all. Evil sidekicks do not count for nothing.
Have you seen the meme where it's like, it shows Crabbe and Goyle and Malfoy from like one of the earlier movies, and then it will show like them from the last movie, and for some reason I cannot comprehend, they replaced Goyle's actor, who was a white kid in the earliers, with a black kid.
No. Goyle wasn't in the last movie.
No, but like in the later movies. No, in the later movies.
Oh, I haven't seen
Goyle was completely replaced with a black kid.
Why?
And so there was a meme of them side by side, and it said, or maybe it was Crabbe, I don't remember. But there was a...
No, I've seen that. It is a beanie.
No.
In the very last movie, he was not replaced. He wasn't even in the movie. It was the actor who had played Zabini.
Oh, okay. But, like, still, he was white and now he's black. And there was a meme, and it was like...
We all go through changes, but I think he changed the most.
It was like, puberty hit Crabbe different.
He might have pulled a Michael Jackson or something.
Oh, jeez.
I'm pretty sure it was the actor who played Zabini, though.
But anyway, back to Malfoy. Okay, so my thoughts on Malfoy. Honestly, the most people that like him just like him because he's attractive, and that's not my thing. The thing with him is he's very similar to Snape to me in the kind of story that he goes through, except he's like, I don't know. It's the thing for him. I am like more okay and more like into his redemption arc that he's going through.
Definitely.
Because I think the thing for me that's very appealing is because he's like a kid and he doesn't really know what's going on. Whereas Snape has done, like, this has been over forever, where he's been, like, double agenting and all of the things. It's been crazy. But, like, Malfoy's just a kid, and he doesn't know what's going on, and he's having,
he needs a friend.
A lot of outside forces.
He needs a person with common sense.
And so he doesn't really know what's happening. But, like, just the way that he's, like, a kid, and he's not making great decisions, but also he doesn't really understand what's going on, makes me...
To be fair, though, he had Narcissa and his father, I don't even remember his name. Lucius. As role models.
Yeah.
Or Fenrir Greyback.
Yeah.
The lit werewolf dude.
Yeah.
Who bites people when he's a human. Like, he didn't have very many good people in his life.
That's true. Like,
and his Aunt Bellatrix. Like, how are we gonna be good if you don't have any good people in his life?
It's true. Like, it's much, much easier for me to have some sympathy for him as a character than it is for Snape, because he's just so young and he acts like a young person who does not know what's happening. He just is doing...
He gets the innocence card.
Right. Yes.
Even though he's not very innocent.
Yes. But I think that if you look at that, he's kind of cool as a character. I mean, like, later. Obviously, he's just pretty much basically just a jerk in the earlier books. Yeah. But then when he starts getting into the deeper aspects, I'm willing to like him as a character.
Oh, I know you know this, but I gotta mention it. Uh-huh. I showed you the meme of Draco Malfoy starting to say Potter.
Mm-hmm. Potter. Yeah. That was funny. That was a good one. But yeah, it's easier for me to be sympathetic towards him as a character.
Definitely.
I still think there probably could have been more with his redemptions arc.
Definitely.
But
he needed a friend. Give him a friend, Rowling.
Actually, yeah.
Give him a puff. Okay?
Yeah.
He needs a puff.
Or a claw. He could use it.
He needs somebody.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see who his wife was. Who was his wife?
I forgot. Don't know.
I don't think she was mentioned in the book. Like, she was mentioned, but, like, not her name. Anyway, I hope she was the person he needed.
Yeah. Really hope so. Okay, we're gonna go into story points. Now, hopefully, I might have to, like...
I got another character suggestion. This hopefully will be fast.
Okay-ish.
Dudley.
Dudley. I don't like him.
I don't like him.
Okay.
I don't like him either.
Do some people like him? I didn't know about this.
Well, not really. So I heard that J.K. Rowling was actually considering giving him a magical child. Because like he was actually really grateful to Harry. And like when he last saw him,
sure,
he was really appreciative. He wasn't really redeemed in the full sense of the word. But he did, like, appreciate him, and so, like, we appreciate you for doing that. But anyway, so Rowling was considering giving him a magical child in the last book. And we would see him sending his child off to Hogwarts on the train in that last scene. I would have appreciated that.
Okay.
I really would have. I think he would have been a good dad to that child.
Mm-hmm.
Like... He doesn't have his mom's, like, his mom and dad's, like, really beef with it. I don't even know what to call it. They were, like, super revengeful about it. It was like, yes, it took your sister. You hated her. So what? It was his family, but, like, really?
Yeah. That's fair. I'm not too into Dudley still. Just
nobody really likes him.
Yeah.
It's just, it would have been a good redemption for him to have a magical child.
It would have been interesting.
It would have been so... Okay, so with that theory came this comment that I saw. And it was like, so so theoretically, with the war, Hogwarts would have gotten, like, cell phones and a bunch of more modern communication things for the Muggle-borns to be able to contact their parents, because, you know, like, family is really important, especially after a war. So they got a bunch of, like, Muggle technology. And so Dudley's daughter or son would be calling home and telling them about getting into Ravenclaw or something like that. And then Dudley would like cover the microphone and yell at Harry like, "What does that mean?" And Harry would be like, "It's the smart house." "Oh yay, you got into the smart house. So good." Like, it would have been so good. They would have bonded so much over that. They really would have.
Yeah. Okay.